So, it has been a while since we have covered Discount Hovind. And by a while, I mean almost a little over a year. I originally stopped covering Discount Hovind because, well, they stopped making content. And it just wasn't worth it to really do anything about them anymore. But someone basically convinced me to do it again by pointing out that in the last year, they have actually made some more content. And since that's the case, well, time to go ahead and suffer with the Kent Hovind Ken Ham simp of the internet. Let's go.
Well, greetings and salutations and happy Valentine's to anyone watching, everyone not watching this video, and everyone watching this video. And it's not offensive to say happy Valentine's since there are a bunch of holidays even in February. You don't have to say happy holidays, and it's fine.
Okay, what? Nobody... Is this some war on Christmas shit? Already? Dude, there's not a war on Christmas. You're allowed to say Merry Christmas. You're allowed to say you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want. Okay.
I'm saying Merry Christmas too. So might as well say Happy New Year to everyone also watching. And in this video, I really want to declassify quite some false claims even made in some foolish cartoon series, even made in this day and age, by some people who are behind Family Guy and some people who are behind The Simpsons. Now, personally, I should say I appreciate a lot of the voice talent behind them. There's some Jewish people who actually do a lot of the voice talent work, and a lot of Jewish people turned out to be incredibly talented and smart throughout history.
What does it matter that they're Jews? What does it matter that they're Jewish people? How is that a... Why is that a thing that we're talking about right now?
But I might as well say a few claims here and there that they've made which just aren't fair. When it even comes to Lisa the Skeptic, saying that when they found this fossilized skeleton of an angel, and everyone wants to believe in it, and apparently Lisa says it can't be an angel and there is no God because it's not scientific to believe in God. And I should say there's a Family Guy episode where Stewie and the dog, whatever his name was, they were actually going through many alternate dimensions. His name is Brian. And coming across some alternate universe where there's no Christianity and all this technological advancements and flying surface boards and a lot of flying cars and a lot of great health care and floating chairs. And they say, because of no Christianity, they were able to completely advance in science. Basically, the Dark Ages didn't happen. I should say, no, sorry, I'm sorry, you got it all wrong. It's a historical misrepresentation.
You're going to talk about historical misrepresentations, but Discount Hovind, I got a question for you. Do you still think that the Earth is 6,000 years old, but you want to go on about historic misrepresentations? Now, I recognize that's too quick, so maybe I should actually, address the point in fairness. It is true that there is a misconception about what the Dark Ages was. The Dark Ages was not this time where technology just stopped and it was horrible. That is a giant misconception. But you're effectively criticizing Family Guy and The Simpsons for a joke. Now, I don't know the exact episode you're talking about with The Simpsons, where Lisa, you said Lisa the Skeptic. I'm not sure if I remember when she became part of Skeptic YouTube. But where she says it's not scientific to believe in God. It is technically not an untrue statement, because science deals with methodological naturalism. So belief in God or non-belief in a God are not concepts that you talk about in science, because science deals with naturalism. Science deals with the natural world. It's methodological naturalism because science assumes, for the sake of progress, for the sake of making sure that things work, for the sake of experimentation, that everything that exists will be physical, natural, etc. This is distinct from philosophical naturalism, which argues that everything that is physical is all that exists. Non-physical things do not exist. So deities and stuff like that could not exist under philosophical naturalism. Science is only methodological. It's only using naturalism while pragmatic to do so, which is not the same thing as saying that there is no God. So technically, yes, it is unscientific to believe in God, but that's not because science disproves God or anything like that. It's because science has nothing to say on the concept of a God. There's nothing about God that factors into science, because a supernatural being and then a study of the natural world are two categorically different things.
Basically, Catholicism is the one that's responsible for the Dark Ages, and that's a big, long story.
Wait, okay, so wait, hold on. So what you're saying is, it's not that the Dark Ages are a misconception of what we understand historically happened with technology. You're saying that, no, the real Christians weren't responsible for that, it was the Catholics. I hate to tell you this, but Catholics really are Christian. And Catholicism was the dominant Christian religion for ages. It's still Christianity. You can say it's not Christianity, but it is still Christianity, Discount Hovind. I know you believe that there was a secret society of real and true Christians that were underground for like 1,500 years, and then when the King James Bible came up, they came up underground, they came up out of the underground like in Gurren Lagann, and started the one true religion of Yoko's sniper rifle boobies, or however you need that to be. Look, I understand you have a very, very poor understanding of history. I get it. But that does not mean that you get to just say that, no. All of history is correct, but it was the Catholics' fault.
Basically, true Christians were hiding. During the Renaissance times, I have to argue to you that just nearly about all branches of science were started by Bible-believing Christians, whether it be from Francis Bacon to Louis Pasteur to Isaac Newton.
This is obnoxious.
Louis Pasteur to James Clerk Maxwell and Raymond Damadian, the guy who invented even the MRI.
So, okay, if the dominant religion in an area is Christianity, and almost like 99% of the population is Christian, wouldn't it then make sense that most of your scientists would be sourced from those Christians? I understand that I know what point you're trying to make, okay? Because I've heard it 1,000 times. Where you get to say that, nuh-uh, all the best scientists were all Christian. That does not suddenly mean that science comes from Christianity. Moreover, it means nothing that some scientists were Christian, or even a majority of scientists were Christian. If the majority of your population was already Christian, then it means nothing that the scientists that were sourced from that population also turned out to be Christian.
And people claiming today that saying that Bible believers can't be scientists, they're completely ignorant of the entire history.
That's a straw man. Nobody says the Bible believers can't be scientists. Whoever says that is dumb, and I agree with you, they're wrong.
That Christianity has actually played in science. Without God, science is actually impossible.
What? No, that one I don't agree with.
And believe it or not, Stephen Jay Gould actually made a cameo appearance even in the Lisa the Skeptic episode from The Simpsons. Personally, I don't watch The Simpsons or Family Guy.
Then why are you talking about them?
It's more of a ripoff of The Simpsons. But got to be saying, if people want to believe in this angel, they want to go inside the museum, all of these good fossil archaeological displays, and just tear it all down. I said, no, you guys, we would not want to do that. Pretty much, the millions of year stuff is all baloney.
How? There's so much bullshit packed into a single episode on Discount Hovind's channel. Now he's going to try to justify young Earth creationism. Let's enjoy.
I love science. Observational science even. Not speculating about the past when we weren't there. I'd argue that Darwin was no scientist, more of the anti-scientist.
What? What? I know this point is ripped off of Kent Hovind. I understand this point's ripped off of Kent, because Kent likes to do this thing where he delegitimizes other people by making fun of them specifically. So he'll call Charles Darwin Chucky Darwin and say that he was a failed evangelist instead of saying that he actually proposed a theory that still holds true to this day. That's just a thing that Kent Hovind does. And Discount Hovind rips all of his arguments off of Kent Hovind. So it makes sense that we'd hear this here. But what you need to understand is, it's not speculative to take a rock and look at the radiometric decay on that rock and see that, oh, this rock decays at a very particular rate, and that rate is consistent amongst all rocks of this type, or at least all elements within rocks of this type. And when we analyze that decay, and we see that that decay works in a very particular way, we can see how long the elements in this rock have been in a state of radiometric decay. And when we measure that, and we understand that, oh, wait a minute, we can actually date how old this rock is by looking at the state, the half-life, of all the elements that are in it. When we do that across the board, we find that the Earth ends up being, you know, a few billion years old. That's not speculating. That's math. Your argument, Discount Hovind, is with math. Now, I understand that your counter-argument to this, 9 times out of 10, is carbon dating only goes back a few thousand years, and you're right, which is why I didn't say carbon dating. It's not speculation to measure the age of the Earth. Now, it is speculation to take the age of the Earth from extrapolations on ages of people in a book, and that's how you guys got young Earth creationism from? That's the exact way that young Earth creationism came to be. It was literally calculating the ages of the fictional characters in the Bible. That is speculation. That is fan fiction. I'm talking about math.
And he was known for making up stories when he was young.
Dude, don't talk about making up stories when you simp for Kent.
Pretty much, he predicted there would be so much transitional fossils, but there aren't any.
What? Archaeopteryx would like a word. Technically speaking, also, all species are transitional species. The transitional fossil thing is confusing, because what they're wanting is a fossil that exists as the perfect divide between a human and an ape. They're wanting a fossil that's between the two. And the fact of the matter is that we have progressive fossils that bit by bit show the evolution of mankind, that show the evolution of multiple different animals. All of those fossils are in a state of transition. All of them are transitory. And then when it comes to something like Archaeopteryx, we're talking about an animal that is a bird, but has teeth, showing its reptile roots as the jawline turned into a beak instead of staying a snout. Archaeopteryx is a transitional fossil, and it is exactly what you're looking for. But see, the thing that creationists do is when they are handed evidence, when they are handed what they are asking for, they can say, no, not that. That one doesn't count. And they make up 1,000 reasons why it doesn't count. One of the ways that they make up that it doesn't count is that they use the findings of Mary Schweitzer and take the dinosaur DNA that was found in a bone and say that that DNA should not have been found in a speck of blood because blood should have decayed super fast, ignoring that it wasn't blood, it was just a tiny bit of soft tissue, ignoring that that soft tissue, when preserved correctly, could also last that long, ignoring that Mary Schweitzer herself, the person who actually found that soft tissue, has said, no, this is not evidence of creationism, stop being stupid. No matter how many times people who actually engage in the field tell creationists that the way they're going about this is wrong, they will always say, no, that can't be right, because they have a Bible to hide behind.
And pretty much there's been a lot of misidentification from a lot of the bones that have been found. They can make up a whole bunch of stories from just a few little bones, right? So might as well say, Stephen Jay Gould, before he died, actually had Dr. Ken Hovind's Creation Science Seminar Series on his desk. Now, this is the topical series from his special messages, talking about
why does that matter?
The Bible and health, Leviathan, the fire-breathing dragon, the four loves, more reasons why evolution is stupid, and of course, where's the bride, or don't swing at the first pitch. And not to mention, even saying that visiting Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama was quite a lot of fun. And not to mention the business card, which was quite awesome.
All you're doing is just simping for Kent Hovind. Literally, if Kent Hovind were a VTuber, you would be dropping all of your money on him. All of them. All of it. Every single bit of it. Oh, by the way, just for the record, I'm not saying anything about Stephen Jay Gould having Hovind's movie on his desk. But, you know, I could be wrong. But even if I'm not wrong, even if he had Kent Hovind's ministry work, like his entire life's work, on his desk, would that legitimize any of it? Let's go ahead and show. Let's go ahead and give an example. Okay, let's take Harry Potter. Who here remembers Gilderoy Lockhart? Now, everything Gilderoy Lockhart wrote was something somebody else did. It was all lies. Every single bit of it. If right before Dumbledore died, he had the entire written works of Gilderoy Lockhart on his desk, would that suddenly mean that Gilderoy was not a liar and everything that he said was right? No! That's not what that would mean. In no sense would that mean that. Ever. But apparently, to business card simping Discount Hovind, that's all the evidence he needs.
There's Kent Hovind's salvation plan even on the other side. Basically to show that dinosaurs are a good witnessing tool called missionary lizards. Now, does that mean that Stephen Jay Gould watched all of Kent Hovind's videos and heard the truth and got saved? I don't know, but it's a good possibility.
No, it's not. That's not a good possibility. How it, again, okay, so look, with the amount of videos on my channel that I do on Christianity, other religions, is any of that evidence that I have heard the truth and now I have become of the true religion and I will now be coming to heaven? No, that's not what it means. And every single one of you in the chat trying to argue for the cult of the unblinking one, stop. This is not that. None of that is this. No cults. Ever. Bad.
So might as well say, Seth MacFarlane, in charge of Family Guy, and all the people in charge of The Simpsons, get your facts straight. There's a difference between comical or creative humor and insult humor. So get your facts straight, all right?
Wait,
So
there's a difference between comical and creative humor and insult humor? It's not that you're wrong, okay? I don't disagree, but at the same time, I don't think you understand that all you're doing is insulting people as well. Especially when you try arguing that certain people will not be burning in hell. Do you not find any of that insulting? Like, would it not be insulting to you if a Christian from a different sect came up to you and said, I think that your parents are no longer burning in hell? Oh, wow. Growlithe is barking loud.
Evolution is the hindrance to common sense research and scientific advancements.
Common sense is not used in research. We do not use common sense in research. Not when it comes to science. Science requires you to throw out common sense, because common sense is merely the culmination of all of the prejudices that you have managed to accumulate over the course of your life. As a result, it has no place in the scientific method. None.
Believe it or not, nearly all branches of science were started by Bible-believing Christians, and evolution or Darwinism has added nothing to the realm of science. And what does evolution have?
It's added nothing to the realm of science. Okay, so I got a question. The vaccine that is being worked on right now, that is currently in production, being used on people, that vaccine was produced with the knowledge that that COVID-19 had actually managed to mutate. And it was through those mutations that it evolved into multiple different strains. So you're telling me that the study of evolutionary biology means nothing. It's added nothing to the conversation. And yet we have a vaccine right now that is based on the concept of evolution, because we have to factor in the fact that the virus will mutate, which is part of evolution. You can pretend that evolutionary biology has done nothing for biology, but evolutionary biology is the backbone on which a lot of our fields are built, especially in medicine. Hell, one of the reasons that we can't manage to deal with the common cold is the rapid rate at which it mutates. Same thing with the flu. We can't deal with the rapid rate at which it mutates. All of that is predicated on evolution. Evolution is responsible for all of that. But Discount Hovind can't manage to understand that basic fact.
Have to do with putting up a satellite or spaceship. Go figure. P.S. Richard Dawkins, P.Z. Myers, any other atheist out there who is basically still alive and well, aside from Stephen Hawking, Sally passed away, and basically now he knows better. A lot of them...
Oh my fucking god, that's so disgusting. So, you've got your list of people who you're basically just waiting to die so that they can experience hellfire, so that they can know better. This is gross. Discount Hovind, you're a fucking horrible human being. Seriously. Everything about what you just said, you had that entire point before about the difference between real humor and insulting humor. And yet, here you are, doing the biggest insult you possibly can to somebody. And if your defense is going to be, well, I don't find it funny, I don't care.
Are perfectly smart and very intelligent, but they're not wise. Pretty much they're wrong in a lot of areas. And basically, Kent Hovind will still debate you, Richard Dawkins, with half his brain tied behind his back. And basically, if he gets half the time, and you talk about one topic at a time, it's still up there for you. It will be the debate.
Kent Hovind does not talk about one topic at a time. He gish gallops. So, okay, no. I have to address this. And this is the reason why I'm not going to debate Kent Hovind either. One, he's a sleazy piece of shit. Okay? And I'm not going to debate him for that reason. I'm not going to give his platform any more legitimacy. Secondly, what Kent Hovind does is he gish gallops around 12 or 13 topics, but then says that he's engaging in a single topic. This is what he did in his debate with Aaron Raw. This is what he did in several debates outside of that. With Kent, he will jump from topic to topic and then claim that you're gish galloping. And the thing with the gish gallop, the reason that the gish gallop even exists is because a creationist, Dwayne Gish, the one who the debate tactic is named after, he would say 12 or 13 wrong things, and his debate opponent would have to respond to half of them. Because you can say 100 wrong things in a minute, and it might take me an entire hour to go into why everything you said is wrong. And in that hour, all you're having to do, when you get to your section of the debate, is say, well, if you see here, my opponent, in his desperation to not drown in water, did not respond to 3 of my points in there. And I think it's very telling that he did not respond to those 3 points, even though I said 9,689 things. The 3 things that he did not respond to are actually the things that I am going to now use as the crux of my debate. And then, when your opponent responds to those 3 things that are left over because they didn't have enough time to respond to all of your gish gallop, I find it very strange that my opponent is focusing very hard on these 3 things in particular when they glazed over all of my other points from before. Everything that I said before in the debate, he is not responding to now, and I find that very interesting. And this is what he does. Kent Hovind will jump to whichever point you have spent the least amount of time on, and then claim victory. And the thing is, even with a moderator, even with a fair moderator, Kent Hovind can claim victory in any debate using this tactic. Because it does not matter in the debate who actually wins. All that matters is that his base hears him speak. All that matters is that his base hears him speak. Everybody in the chat that's saying, not if you call him out on it. No, bullshit, wrong. There are people who watch the Bill Nye Ken Ham debate who think that Ken Ham won And Ken Ham did worse than Kent Hovind generally does. Their base will not think that they lost in most cases. Those debates are about trying to win over gullible people and reinforce the strength of their base. As for what you're supposed to do, don't platform them. G-Wing, the answer is don't debate them. Don't platform them. They're free to say whatever dumb shit they want on their channel, and you're free, on your end, to say whatever you need to do about them. But do not give them a platform. Do not legitimize them on your platform. That's the strategy. The strategy is to not participate in the stupid game. That's the strategy.
Debate of the century. Richard Dawkins, I recommend you actually debate Ken Hovind. You'll be in for a surprise. But that's all I got to say for this video. Peace out. Keep thinking. Jesus bless you. Just search it out for yourself.
Do the research for yourself is always the response. Always. In every scenario, it's always the response. Instead of linking to his sources, instead of citing anyone besides Kent Hovind, the only thing that these people can do is say, do your own research. This is what flat earthers do. This is what anti-vaxxers do. This is what QAnon conspiracy theorists do. Every one of them does the same thing. They jump on a platitude, they say the dumb thing, and then they say do your own research instead of letting their feet be held to the fire. Discount Hovind, you are a disgusting human being and a disgraceful member of the human race when you say that people who have delivered nigh intangible amounts of useful knowledge are burning in hell and, moreover, deserve to do so. When you sit here and simp for a guy who just scooted past the fact that a child was drowned alive in his complex, probably because he was too cheap to actually have correct lifeguards on staff. Kent is a disgusting piece of work, and you're a disgusting piece of work. I know I'm coming back to the Discount Hovind series, all happy-go-lucky, but it's not going to end that way. Because people like this are gross. In any case, if you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed anything that I talked about and all this fun stuff, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, check the description down below, all that other stuff. All of it's there. I did not realize that coming back to Discount Hovind would actually infuriate me, but, you know, here we are. That's the end of video tag.